G'day guys, and how's it going? Marky here, and welcome back to another episode of r/relationship advice. Now I do hope you enjoyed today's episode, and with that said, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and let's just get right into it. Cheers. Posted by user TA Sod Hype, titled, Am I the arsehole here for leaving my fiancé after I learned that there were strippers at her bachelorette party? What the title reads, basically. I, 29 male, and my ex-fiancée, 29 female, were together for 5 years. We should have been married now in the normal conditions, but I broke up with her and cancelled the wedding 2 days before it because they invited male strippers to the bachelorette party. I personally am not a fan of these parties, but I reluctantly agreed after both groom and bride's side confirmed that we would keep it simple. I told my ex-fiancée that I'm not comfortable with strippers or other kinds of crazy things. She agreed. I also told my friends that if they were to do a stupid thing without me knowing, we would have problems. We stayed at my friend's summer house and chilled there by the pool, did some WoW raids, and played board games. My ex-fiancée and her friends went to a restaurant and then rented an Airbnb. There was no problem during the night, and the next day I asked how things went. She and her close friends said that it was really chill and good. We then returned to the city centre after that. I encountered another bridesmaid the day when I was shopping for a bracelet for my ex-fiancée for her upcoming birthday. I asked that girl, how's everything, as we were in the same department at the college, but we rarely talk now. She's closer with my fiancé than me. She said it's going good and last night was crazy with all the strippers. After saying that, she looked uncomfortable. I asked her about the details, but she wasn't willing to tell me much. I think she realized she shouldn't have talked about it. I laughed, said goodbye, and then left. I confronted my fiancée and she seemed surprised about it. She was denying it first, and then told me that nothing crazy happened, and one of the bridesmaids invited strippers. I reminded her that it was a strict boundary for me. I asked about the details, but she said there was nothing much with strippers, just solo dances and that's it. I told her that I need some time to think. Almost all of the bridesmaids messaged me ensuring that nothing happened when I was on the way back home. Definitely not coordinated. Things happened after that, but in the end, I decided to break up and cancel the wedding. I lost some money since it was only 2 days before the wedding, and things are not cool right now. My head is messed up, I get criticism from everyone, and I have no idea about what to do. My sister told me to see a therapist to process my thoughts and feelings. That is what I'll do next. Some mutuals suggested to me that I should reconsider things and stop being so whiny about such a small thing. I do not think it's such a small thing, especially when they all tried to hide it from me. Am I the arsehole here? In the comments, not the arsehole. It was crazy with all the strippers is hugely different from it was really chill and good. This isn't just lying, this is a total reversal of the truth. Even her, it was just solo dances, is not the same as crazy. So they are lying, all of them, except the first one. And OP replies, everyone is telling different things. One person says it was crazy, my ex says that it was just a solo dance, another person says that it was different. I do not know whom to believe, to be honest, and that's one of the reasons that I lost trust here. Apparently the stripper was naked, and that even alone is a deal breaker for me. There is no way for me to know what happened that night, and why did she not even bother with calling me or telling me about it? Not the arsehole. It comes down to the lies. Also, her friends also lied. One said the truth but knew they messed up and weren't forthcoming with information. Just makes you wonder what, if anything in the future, they would lie about to cover up. You told her that it was a boundary and they stomped on it. Sometimes I wonder if there is an unsaid rule about the marriage celebrations being unfulfilled without strippers, because there are stories that I've come across, both on Reddit and in real life, where the relationships were destroyed because of things done on bachelor and bachelorette parties. It's a trope in movies and such that bachelor and sometimes bachelorette parties are wild events with strippers, getting drunk, and drugs. This may be the case for some people, but I can't imagine the thought process that would go into thinking that I love and respect this person so much that I want to spend the rest of my life with them, build a family, and have a lifetime commitment that binds generations. But first I need to see a stranger naked and maybe screw them. I can't imagine that whole love, respect, and commitment thing really meaning much if that's someone's viewpoint. She violated your trust. You both agreed no strippers. She had strippers. It doesn't matter who made the arrangement, she could have told them to leave. And then when you knew, she lied, and then she doubled down and initially denied it. She stretched the violation of your trust further. Not a way to start a marriage. You did the correct thing. If you married her, you wouldn't know if, how, or when she was lying. Not the asshole. Sometimes friends do stupid things without your knowledge. She should have just left and gone back to the OP. That's what I would do, and then uninvite those bridesmaids from my wedding. Yeah, this is just one of those fundamental trust things that's like, unfortunate that it had to come up this late, but yeah, she did cross your boundary, and the trickle-true thing continued to happen, and no one's got a full story. How else could this occur in the future? What other trickle-truths and, lies is she going to feed you? It's very much a I'm going to burn that bridge when I get to it situation, but that's your decision to make, and I respect it, honestly. I don't think you're the asshole here. It's a crazy circumstance and I'm here for it, but definitely not the asshole. And now, on to the updates. I read most of the comments in the original post, and thank you for the advice. My problem was that not her being blindsided by her friends, but lying. Every bridesmaid told different things, and none of them gave details about what happened. I believe you can understand, it just shatters the trust and makes you think that there is something going on. I thought there was something wrong with me after reading the comments. There were a lot of "you're the assholes," and I thought I should apologize. One of the brides reached out to me yesterday evening. I suspected she saw the post somewhere and recognized it. I knew my fiancée was having problems with her friends since last week, but I didn't know the extent of it. Apparently, my ex-fiancée and her close friends blamed the girl that I encountered at the mall about everything. This divided the group and led to a verbal fight. I'll skip the personal details here, but in the end, she told me that my ex-fiancée and other bridesmaids got sexual with the strippers. My fiancé was the only one who had a boyfriend, fiancé, or spouse, at least monogamously, there to my knowledge. Also, I was told by her that my ex-fiancé was not blindsided with stripper invites. She was happy to see the strippers and was relieved she had an excuse. I do not have proof for all of these, but I got a short video of girls making out with strippers. One of the girls is my ex-fiancé, and that's enough. She's been trying to reach out to me since we broke up. I confronted her again. At first, she denied it again, then it became, we just touched, then, okay, we kissed too, and then, okay, I gave him a handjob. And finally, I was coerced into doing it by these others as I pressed on. I just blocked her after that last part. I did not see any need to learn further. I was hurt already, but learning that I got cheated on hurt more. I'm not sure if it's the full truth even now. I'll never know, but all I can say is that it hurts. I will go to a therapist and not carry my luggage to my next relationship. I lost $15,000 from the wedding-related things and need to focus on filling the hole for a while. Some misogynists made weird comments about women, and I'll just ignore them. Some of the people told me I am an insecure, unfunny nerd for playing WoW on my bachelor party. Isn't the whole point of bachelor parties having one last fun? It was raiding non-stop with the boys for me, not having one last sexual interaction with a stranger or having a stranger's butt on my face or penis. I will not miss out on these during marriage anyways, omitting the stranger parts. And that's it. It's therapy time tomorrow. And thank you for your help. In the comments, Scott's Wahi says, I will never understand why people like your ex-fiancé throw it all away for one night. Well, because they do not want to be married. They want to have that special day and be the center of attention. They want the wedding, but not the marriage. She belongs to the streets. I have a cousin that did this. She explained to me that she never really believed the other guy wouldn't leave her because he loved her way too much. She really thought true love in fairy tale land will conquer all. Delusional. She still thinks that he is wrong and should come back to her and marry her. She cheated on him, and she expected him to be the one to beg on his knees? Yep, He loved her for a decade prior, and she said that she thought he would forgive her for anything because she would forgive him for anything. Even now in her Disneyland mind, she says love should overcome all. I almost envy her to be 34 and still have that thought process. But multiple women in my family agreed with her that if he truly unconditionally loved her, he would have worked through it. And had she ever seriously considered what she would feel or do if her fiancé had done the same to her? No, that's the point. Rules for thee, not for me. As a society, we absolutely overvalue the concept of unconditional love. If it were unconditional love from him, he would have forgiven her for cheating, but is that really something that we as a society wish to allow? For someone to trample and mistreat another person because they are loved? Love in all forms should always have conditions, one of which should be a base level of mutual respect. Tactical Failure 1 says, "Well, bud, take a break. Sucks this happened to you, but one day this will be a blessing in disguise. $15K is a lot cheaper than what you'd lose in a divorce, that's for sure. Much, much cheaper than having children with a dumpster fire like her and watching said dumpster fire influence your kids. It's boggling to watch someone look you in the eye and lie to your face 5 or 6 times in a row and then be shocked that you no longer trust them. It was chill and great. It was just a nice quiet party. Okay, so there were strippers, but nothing happened, I swear. Okay, it was just touching. Okay, it was just kissing. Okay, it was just a hand job. Okay, we had sex, but I was coerced. What do you mean the wedding's off? Absolutely this. I cannot stand people who trickle truth. I've gotten to the point where I just leave and say, it's over, as soon as that shit starts. All's well that ends well in this situation. I don't know if the update was completely necessary in this situation. It kind of just pushed the knife further into OP here and solidified his decision to be like, you know what? Not only am I not talking to you and keeping the breakup going, you're now blocked. I've had more than enough shit shoveled in my ears for one lifetime. I will not be dealing with any more of this. Still not the arsehole OP. Thank you for updating us, but I feel worse after hearing that one. Thank you for getting away from her, though. I respect that. Our next post is by user Illustrious Young 430, titled, "Am I the asshole here for wanting to leave my volunteer position because they gave the paid job to their best friend's child? I've been volunteering in a charity shop since about August last year. I initially started to get myself back into a routine and work ready for being out of work for so long. I really enjoyed it, and it's given me so much confidence. Unfortunately, the manager had to take sick leave because she needs an operation, the assistant manager handed in her keys and quit because no one from the other stores would come in and help or cover a day for her, so she was basically doing everything. The shop had to close for a while until they found someone else. When they did, I came straight back because I had started to fall backwards in myself and I needed the routine again. The new floating manager, let's call her Mary, is 19 and had no idea how to run the shop. Her mum is the company's customs manager for this area. She is also best friends with another lady who runs one of the other shops. She has 2 daughters. One is running another shop. This is not a family-run business. At first, it was very unwelcoming, and they had changed how we worked. I gave it time because obviously she's new to this and doesn't really talk to anyone. Eventually, over time, we became friendly, work well together, and have a laugh. A new assistant manager had been hired who was absolutely amazing, and we get on very well. He has recently gone to another one of the stores to run it as a manager. His job became available, so I asked about applying. Mary got really excited and wanted me to apply. She helped me with the interview questions, gave me the opportunity to run the shop for a few days completely on my own, which went very well. At first, she wasn't doing the interviews, it was her mum and someone else. When it came closer, I got informed that her and her mum were interviewing me. I got excited because I thought I was a shoo-in, as Mary had expressed that if she could pick, then it would be me. A day before, I found out that the lady's other daughter was applying too. I knew from then on it didn't matter what I said or did, I wouldn't be getting it because they are all very close. Mary's mum rang me to say that I didn't get it, the other girl did, making out that it was some random woman, even though I know that it's the daughter, but that I did very well and they wanted to make me lead volunteer. I have been there for months. I have run it on my own, cashed up, opened up, everything. I know how it runs better than Mary does. I want to leave because I feel like I've been screwed over. I'm going to complain to the higher-ups because I feel that it's unfair to basically say that I have the job, but then give it to your best friend's daughter. In the comments, Rare Selection says, don't bother complaining. Don't bother going in again. Not the asshole. And don't bother telling them. Let them work it out for themselves. Complaining probably won't do any good. Best bet is to walk away and find a job that pays, or some other charity until you do. And don't give a notice. At the end of the day, just say, I'm not coming back to work here, and leave. Preferably when you know they'll be short-handed because other people are already taking off. It's up to you if you want to give them a notice or a reason that you're leaving, but for me, I'd just say, I'm not coming back. Yes, don't complain, just leave. Any notice is up to you. They will quickly learn nepotism is not a management strategy. We'll suffer, and we'll cover that all up or chalk it up to learning on the job. I do not see anyone reaching out to admit that they made a mistake, and if you stay, you're just a doormat and will have to run the place without pay or recognition. What they all said, OP. Get the hell out of there. Don't show up for these basket of assholes. You deserve better. You are better. You can get back into a routine without falling back into yourself in a place that will love you and will pay you, and paying you is the same as loving you. And now, on to the updates. Thank you for all of your messages. I didn't expect anyone to reply. I left. I went in, and it was really awkward, so when I finished for the day, I told Mary that this is my last day. She was shocked and didn't really know what to say. I walked out knowing that most of the other volunteers will probably leave soon too, either for paying jobs or because they're getting annoyed with how it's run. I'm also going to tell the higher-ups about it because I don't want them to get away with it. It's not the first time, and someone in the comments pointed out that corporate might not know what's going on, and it's not fair to anyone. In the comments, Mary must be really dense if she's shocked. You'd be surprised at how stupid people like this can be. Either that or she thinks that she's manipulating OP. Of course she's shocked. I mean, they were going to make OP the head volunteer. I can't believe OP is throwing away that kind of opportunity. Screw the money. Everyone should be scrambling for those unpaid volunteer hours. Sarcasm, by the way. Honestly, this was the best course of action for you. If you're in the UK, it does not sound like there was a fair recruitment process, given that there was favoritism to someone who did not have experience. Nepo hires. Happens everywhere. They usually end up in disaster, but you have to wait for the disaster for anything to change. If it's a large company, they will not be happy that a relatively nothing person, the mother, is pissing up good people for her little Nepo babies. Even though I know it happens, it still makes me angry. Hi, person who knows how to run the store. We decided the better candidate is the person who knows nothing. However, we'd like to give you a sparkly little title and more responsibilities for zero pay. Cool, right? They're trying to protect their backs. They needed someone else applying so they could say that they followed the proceedings and selected the best candidates. In this case, as OP was highly qualified, if the nepotist protege was selected, she must be a great candidate. So Mary cast the bait, and OP bid it. And of course they wanted to give OP some crumbs. They didn't want to lose her. OP was already giving the maximum effort for nothing. They weren't ever going to pay her. Yeah, most of the comments seem to be glancing over the fact that she was just volunteering there. It's not surprising a business wouldn't want to give up an employee that was working there for nothing. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and a lot of the charity shops that we have here in Australia also run on an army of volunteers and people that, if they want to get, the doll, they are forced to volunteer at different places for that doll. You gotta work for that money, you can't just sit in your ass. Be a contributing person to society. I just can't fathom how these charity shops continue to get away with it and also be tax exempt because they're part of the church. It really just rubs me the wrong way, And there are people that I know that would be better off working these same hours and being compensated for it, and they're kind of doing it out of passion because they have nothing else to do, but at the same time, like, give them some money. You already make so much money as a charity shop that runs for free, isn't taxed, and everything you're given to sell is donated. Like, come on. Anyway, that's my rant. I'm passionate about that, and I believe people need to be compensated for their labor. I believe that OP was never going to be paid for their work, and I applaud them for leaving. I hope they leave, and I hope they never look back. Anyway, guys, that's where I'm going to end today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!